difficult shot is a guy running across, alleyways and things like that, full on sprint. Hey, guess what? You're just trying to time them. You're just trying to point ahead and then pull the trigger as soon as you see them so you can walk them into that shot. So
timing is everything.
First of all, thank you for your comment. Definitely, they get it all wrong. You're getting hit. A lot of times, those guys ain't even gonna know what hit them. They're gonna lights out and that's it. They're not gonna hear nothing, they're not gonna see nothing because that round's gonna already be impacting and definitely long before they hear it. I'm not a big gamer. I haven't played games in a very long time. I love them, I love to watch them. But at the same time, if I were to be playing, I would be tactically sound just because that's me and it's ingrained in me. I think you should challenge yourself. Try stepping outside that box and try and set up and try to use some of those tactics. Don't run out in the middle of the street. Sit along those walls, move slowly, take pauses so you can look around and reassess every time. Takes a little bit more planning, looks more preparation. It's a little bit slower, but I think you'll be happy with the results. I gotta say, I don't know much on the specifics of that, but I heard about it, and I gotta say it's one hell of a shot. Just looking through the scope, I think would have been hard for me, just because it's a blur. You're just a little dot in that scope, that kind of range. So hats off to him. And there's a lot of good, incredible snipers out there. I'm right here meeting the quota, all right? There's a lot of guys that are way up here. I know in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, there was a lot of stories, true stories about sniper versus sniper. In my second tour, we had a scenario that was kind of like that. I was aware that he was in the area. It made me a little bit nervous because that sniper knows what I know, so if I'm hunting him, he may be hunting me. But he was actually a sniper that was driving around like the DC sniper and taking shots within 50 meters of his targets out of a trunk of a car. Caught up to him, eventually, but I didn't have to go through that. And we do have training, as far as sniper versus sniper. But again, you want the advantage always, and we don't want to ever find ourselves in that kind of situation. Whatever your target is, you're going to do the data on that target. Tactically, it's the same. You're following through, you're looking target detection. Where would this guy be?
You see anyone down there who might be an Azerbaijani?
You might be an Azerbaijani for all I know.
If you were in his shoes, where would you be hiding in this area? What's his routine? How many shots have he taken in the last week, day, or month? You're collecting all the data before you even going out looking for the guy. You're gonna get as much data as possible, and then you're gonna sit there and wait. It's just the danger of, hey, guess what? This guy could be hunting you too. Take extra precautions to conceal where you're at. That's the only difference. That movie, Enemy at the Gates, I was reading the books and stuff like that back in the day. I mean, man, that's a cat and mouse game. It's intense, and I'm glad that I was never in that situation, because you know what? You never know. These people, they have more training than you, or they just got the one up on you that day, and guess what? Your life's over in that instant. That's a good question. My longest shot, I don't remember too much on the distance of it, but it was an urban environment, so it was nothing great. All right, it was probably a little over 400 meters. Other than that, urban environment, you're not shooting at extended ranges. Maybe out in the desert, out in Afghanistan, you're putting in some considerable amount of distance in your shot. But for me, no, I'm a close range kind of sniper. I don't really have sniper stories, so many per se. The difficult shot, because I've already took easy shots. I want to guarantee my shot. Difficult shot is a guy running across, alleyways and things like that, full on sprint. Those are hard shots because when they're moving quickly, hey, guess what? You're just trying to time them. You're just trying to point ahead and then pull the trigger as soon as you see them so you can walk them into that shot. So
timing is everything.
Nothing really crazy stands out as far as my personal stories. I just know that I took in a lot of hard shots when these guys are having to move fast because it was a heat in the moment of combat, it's going back and forth. You got to take those quick shots, whether you're going to miss them or you're going to hit them, be as accurate as possible. The one shot that I was cocky with and I was doing the hold off, we're doing something that's not allowed anymore. I missed the shot just by a little bit, right? I had radioed, hey, I missed it. I'm about to take the second shot. What I got from higher didn't give me much confidence. So I just decided not to take the shot, and I ended up just shooting another warning shot, just popping a shot. And then I just called and said, hey, I need to get out, and that was it. And I'm so glad because these are unarmed guys. They were doing stuff they shouldn't, but I'm very thankful I didn't pull that trigger. and it worked out. You know, I got a lot of questions about the ROE. Where the guy, he eliminated the threat. They walked up there and they kind of like searched the guy. They took his weapon and then they shot him in the head and then took off. Rules of engagement violation. Definitely that walks on that borderline of the rules of engagement violations, and very well could be, because shoot them as many times as you want, but as soon as you're walked up to them and you've cleared them, they're no longer a threat. When adding that extra shot is definitely a violation. So people that are going around saying, oh, they do that all the time and stuff like that, they're just talking out of their you know what. And again, guys, it's about being human. Respect your enemy. You know, your enemy is a mirror image of you. He's fighting for his country, his beliefs, his family. Same thing I'm doing, nothing personal. If you do some things that are messed up downrange, so as you get older and you start replaying these events in your head, that's when you're gonna really have to deal with those things that you should not have been doing. Think smart, and remember, respect your enemies. I was only following in my dad's footsteps. He was a scout sniper in Vietnam, so I always wanted to be a sniper, you know, and nowadays I look back, you know, and I'm like, wow, you know, I really did that stuff. It's so strange to me, it's so foreign. It's just amazing how many people are like, wow, you're a sniper and you this and that, and to me, I'm just me, you know, and it's like a separate person. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I look back, I was like, wow, I used to do that. Like, damn, I did that. Okay, I did that. I loved it because I got a certain amount of respect of obviously your rank and what you've done, things like that. It carries a lot of weight. I look back at it a lot, trust me, but it's like a different person. Who I am now, I'm really at peace. I'm really thankful I don't even own a weapon, you know, and not saying that guns are bad at all. But I'm just saying that it's not for me. I like people, and so for that, that's my therapy. No weapons, no violence. Let's just keep it peaceful. Yeah, be happy and enjoy life, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's precious, so respect it. So yes, as a sniper, you do got to go through medical, and they check your hearing, check your sight, and things like that. You definitely have to have good eyesight and not be colorblind. Yeah, of course you got to check your eyes. You got to see. That's important. Your eyes, and then your competence, even to have the opportunity to join an elite group like the snipers or a section like that. You know, you have to have a certain amount of competency before you even get to try out. They definitely do a good job in weeding people out. I will say I don't know too much specifically on that, but what I will say is that we keep track of every round that goes through that bore so that you don't shoot it out, because after so many rounds, you burn out that barrel, you need to switch it out. As a sniper, you're keeping real good data in your dope book. You know you got a round count. You know when your barrel's shot out, you need to change it out. So on missions and things like that, that's not even a consideration unless, like you said, it's your first shot and you're taking that cold bore shot. And that's really what would affect your round, is that first shot you take through that bore. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be exaggerating the bullet drop. When you're firing that weapon downrange, like you as the sniper looking through the scope, you may see a little trace, but it's not your job to see the trace. Your job is to follow through with that shot, to observe. Your spotter's there and he's observing that trace. And yes, wind affects the round a lot. The further the range, that more that wind is gonna carry that round off target. So you have to compensate for that. And gravity, of course, is pulling that round to the earth. So when you watch that round, it's gonna go up and then it's gonna drop. You know, that's just the arc of the round, and that's just it doing its thing. We always had the same spotter. You guys are assigned together. It's just like any other relationship battle buddy, you know. We go out there, we have each other's back, and we'll smack each other when you're like messing up, or, you know, we check each other. It's a bond, you know, in any kind of combat situation with any soldier. We develop bonds because, you know what, it's a life and death, and the guy next to you, he's looking out for you just as much as you're looking out for him. And there is no relationship that you'll ever find in any other place when, you know, you have somebody that you can unequivocally depend on in a moment's notice. That in itself is amazing.
Gotcha. We're all aboard! Go!
What's the favorite rifle I like to use? The one I was issued. All right, that was given to me. That said, hey, this is your weapon. Now you got to go out and do that. You don't get to choose your weapon. You don't get a special weapon. Oh, I need this, you know, modification, or I want this weapon. No, they're going to issue your weapon, and it's your job to become the expert of your weapon system that you use. I use an M24 and a sidearm M4. I love an M4. That's the only thing. But I'm not a big gun junkie. You know, there's a lot of guys that are really detailed, really into it, and that's great. For me personally, it was just a job, and I did my best to do the job accordingly.
Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Are you crazy? Pineapple is definitely good on pizza. That's like the number one go-to thing. Put pineapple on your pizza and hit them weights. That's what I did. I didn't go out of my way and talk all this about. I gotta restart.
It's hard to. Yeah. Okay.